recently, and we're going to just want to keep it going. Chief Freitzel on the line, who's the head of the emergency management team. Frank, would you like to?
Good evening.
There?
Yep, I'm
Hey,
here.
Frank.
Good evening.
Hey, Chief.
The emergency management team has met a decision on Thursday. Keeping in mind that while the mandate was allowed to expire at midnight on Friday, the safer at home guidelines are still in effect until May 7th, at which time they'll be updated and I'm sure relaxed in some way, shape, or form. So while there's no longer a state mask mandate, the town and businesses are allowed to create their own guidelines for public, town property and so forth. Essentially the committee, so most of our town hall staff just received their second COVID vaccination on Saturday as part of the closed point of distribution we did for school staff, and we were able to get most of our town staff, excluding police and fire who were done previous, vaccinated, with the second one being Saturday. There's a 14-day timeline for full efficacy of the vaccination or of the vaccine, which would put us to Saturday, May 4th, when all those that got their shot this past Saturday would essentially, by CDC and FDA guidelines, be considered fully vaccinated. So it was the belief and the desire of the emergency management team to, at least in town hall and with inside town buildings, maintain the social distancing guidelines we've had, which again are really still part of the safer at home guidance for businesses and retail, which we kind of fall between both. There was no guidance specific to municipalities, but in a sense of folks that come into town hall to transact business, it really falls under those. In order to provide for the safety of our employees, and then as the guidance is updated come May 7th, we look at reopening of meetings, reopening of talent hall, and those types of things. So really what we discussed and are put forward to the board based on our meeting Friday was, for the protection of the employees, we continue to require masks within town buildings. And to some degree, to the extent we can, at the transfer station, if folks are within 6 feet of one another, I believe that Dave Mellon was going to instruct his staff to, do their best to maintain distance, as they have, particularly with folks that are not wearing masks. So that's really the recommendation that the committee has put before the board tonight for your decision. And I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Okay, so basically you're looking for a couple more weeks to, in the town hall, buildings like DARA, maybe the fire station and such as that, correct?
Essentially, yeah.
And outside, there's really no, other than the transfer station, there's really no guideline for that or requirements?
Well, I believe the transfer station fell under the state mandate. The board could certainly, include that. I think it's gonna be, and one of the things that the committee discussed was, the challenges of enforcing it. And I'm not sure if Chief Sergeant is with us tonight. He can certainly speak to the enforcement challenges from the PD side, but we kind of, felt that we should be encouraging folks for their own protection, for the protection of employees, for the continuity of operations of the town, that it basically be in any of those areas where people congregate. Granted, the transfer station is outside. a little easier to manage outside as far as not having a confined area. And so I think, the consensus was at least within primarily town hall. We really haven't opened up town hall yet. And the lobby at the police department has still been more or less closed. And the same, any fire business has been transacted out in the parking lot. So we're really essentially talking about town hall and the transfer station. And I think it's, it's important to note, and I don't know if any of the board might have seen or heard, Merrimack, town of Merrimack had an issue last week where a member of their transfer station staff tested positive. And as a result, coworkers were required to quarantine, which our employees would still be because they're not fully vaccinated. And it essentially shut down the Merrimack transfer station for a day or two. So we're obviously trying to avoid any type of an issue like that, be it town clerk, town hall, transfer station, any of those type issues. And again, we're talking for 2 weeks until essentially all of our town staff is fully vaccinated.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Is Chief Sergeant on tonight, or is this the one night he took off? He's usually there on the board.
I am, Mr. Vice Chair. Good evening.
Oh, hello, Chief. What are your thoughts on this, please?
My thoughts of that would mirror the words of the fire chief. From a enforcement standpoint, this board would have to take action to adopt an ordinance to give us some type of enforcement authority. Once the mask mandate was lifted, other than making contact with someone who's not wearing a mask on the town property, we would be able to ask them to kindly don a mask. And if they did not want to, we would have no authority to move forward or make someone wear a mask. So the committee spent a great time discussing this and how much effort we wanted to engage people who are ready. We highlighted that I think the COVID fatigue has really set in. We still need to be cautious and safe, and certainly the safety of our employees and the residents is key. And we felt collectively that the 2-week period would allow any employee who could get vaccinated and has gotten vaccinated, had the opportunity, that this would be the best thing. So we were respectfully request this board to accept the recommendations from the Emergency Management Committee. We've been through this, for the past 13 months, every week, sometimes 2 or 3 meetings together. And I think your employees have done a really great job working together in putting the safety of the people first. And I think it would be wise. I don't think we need. I'm not going to ask this board to adopt an ordinance. And certainly we are glad to help and ask people to, hey, maybe you could wear a mask, but we're not going to engage. There are those people who were exempt from wearing a mask. And so I would support what the fire chief said and let you know that collectively as a whole team, it was one voice moving forward for this board.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Those members of the board, and I think Troy as well, we've received several emails from residents that are concerned about continuing the mandate, possibly thinking that it's overreaching. Personally, I don't like the masks, but I do understand the reason behind them and the fact that we're doing it to protect others. If we're going to do it in the town hall and the town buildings, I fully understand that. I think outside is a different story. Maybe at the transfer station, because that can get very cramped. But again, we're not looking for confrontation with people either. I would ask people to be just patient for maybe 2 more weeks until we can get this thing out of the way. But I would also like to say that hopefully May 3rd is going to be the date that we can finally say we've put this behind us. And I'd look forward to the board for any of their input here.
From my standpoint, I think we're in a no-win situation here. I think that, as we discussed earlier, I think you're gonna have some people who are gonna think it's ridiculous, and then we're gonna have other people who think that anybody who doesn't wear a mask 24 hours a day is putting everyone in jeopardy. So I don't think there's a solution here. And I think we have to be ready for people confronting each other when they're on opposite sides of the fence. I think that there could be confrontations at the transfer station or here at the town hall. From the standpoint of keeping the employees safe, here at the town hall, I don't think there's almost any chance of town employees, as long as they're behind a glass wall, if somebody just comes in to the lobby to transact business, I can't see there's any chance at all of a town employee being in jeopardy at all. Now, if they come behind the door, then that's a different story. And I think we have every right to have somebody wear a mask if they go behind the doors. But just to come into the lobby, as long as they maintain social distancing, I don't see that our town employees are in any danger whatsoever. And I think that if we would try to be a stickler to force people to wear a mask in the lobby, that we're asking for trouble. Now, I think the chief, we really haven't had any way of enforcing it even till now. I think, asking people to kindly wear a mask, I don't have a problem with that, but that might, we had a situation on election day where somebody came in to vote and refused to wear a mask. Well, he was confronted repeatedly by several people, the moderator and other people there, and he refused to wear a mask, and he kept voting and then he left. So, if you have a situation like that, you may have confrontations, not from employees against the public, but public against the public. And I think we have to be sort of prepared for that. And I don't know, here at the town hall in the lobby, I'm not afraid of the employees at all, but I'm more afraid of one member of the public on one side of the fence and another member of the public on the other side of the fence, and being some sort of confrontation. And I don't know what the answer is to that.
Okay. Yeah, you understand both sides of the story here, and I always err on the side of caution, and protecting our town employees to me is the most important thing. I don't think 2 weeks is too much to ask inside the buildings. I don't, but again, I understand what Rich is saying. He makes a very valid point. It's a very well thought out argument. Kim, Kevin, what do you guys?
I gotta say that I'm in this town here, the way with this building was set up, I'm going to agree with Rich that it's safer than most of your retail shops. And you basically think of this as retail. You come in, you register your car, you got a glass enclosure, so you can't pass something on there. You know what I'm saying? As well. This place has been very good. Police side and this side, can you communicate well? This thing on the inside, you got to keep your distance. and you put the little spots on the floor, and that's fine. But if you start going outside, let's go down to the rec hall. That's another thing. We got to look at what kind of events they want to have in the rec hall, you know, and how close they're going to be and stuff like that. That's another one that I'm more concerned with because of the age group. It's the younger ones that are getting higher, you know, are bringing the stats up now, and I'm worried about that because they haven't got their vaccine or they don't want to get it. That's half the battle. I know a lot of folks out there that don't want it. Okay, they really don't, and they're good people, but it's just like they don't get the flu shot. They don't believe in it. We got the same thing going on with this thing too. I got my shot, and they put me down a couple of days that I didn't expect. But I feel that I'm trying to protect somebody else.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that's
how I
what
look
I'm
at it.
doing. Okay, I still wear the mask at work where I am. The customers are not allowed to go into the Milford Town Hall at all. We have to go out to the door and get everything. I don't know what's going to happen. There's no one allowed in the building. That's the municipal side of it, because there's nothing as tight as we got here. There. Okay. I don't know about the shots, and there's people down there that I know are not getting the shots too. So, guys, it's a 50 call here. There's a lot of folks out there that are adamant against it, but I feel definitely that they should look at this two ways. If they're going to go into a retail store like a grocery store or something like that, it's not just you. You got to think about the employees that are there that are trying to service you. I like to keep them working. Okay, so it's about protecting them and them protecting themselves from you. That's it until we get this bug under control. There's a lot of, you got to look at it both ways. It's hard because the mask is the most wonderful thing to wear.
Kim?
Hi. I do understand about the, first of all, Kevin, that was a very good point. I didn't think of that. We do go to the grocery store all the time. And it is not as secure as it is here. Confrontation has come up quite a bit for people who have reached out to me in the public. So that is a concern. I would like some clarification, or maybe for the public to also have them understand some things. It is the town hall. We do have meetings here that came up tonight. Are they still, a lot of people going to be able to do remote meetings? Or is that going to be up for an extended amount of time, or should that be another discussion? I mean, it's possible we could have meetings, right?
Yeah.
That are still remote.
I don't think you can get, well, the state wants 3-foot separation, and I believe that's on the outside, not on the inside. Am I correct, Rich?
No,
They want it on the inside too?
3 foot on
They're
the,
trying to get you
But,
guys back in the boxes.
But in the
aren't they?
meantime, some people may still feel uncomfortable coming into the town hall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So they may want to still stay remote, even if they're on a board.
I think they probably will.
I think we'll cross that bridge when we get
Okay, but I just want that in mind if we're making that. And also, again, the other extreme is if they do not want to come into the town hall at all, we have procedures in place. It would be a small subset, but
Drop boxes and stuff
drop
like
boxes, what we're doing today, first until this passes. Is that something that we
We should
should
keep in
also
place.
continue? We're doing the process now.
Yep.
Could we continue that?
that. I agree.
I thought I heard the fire chief say May 4th they would all be fully vaccinated. Was that the people at the dump? I thought I heard the 4th, not the 3rd. I just want to make sure I'm hearing the right date.
I think the 3rd or 4th, one or the other.
Mhm.
Close enough.
Yes, so the 2 weeks would be Saturday, the 4th.
Okay.
We
Okay.
picked the 3rd because basically Monday on the 5th, 6th, when they came back, I don't have a calendar in front of me, I apologize. But basically the 2 weeks would be, 2 weeks would be Saturday, the 1st, so Monday, the 3rd, everybody, when town hall was to reopen, everybody would be fully vaccinated.
That means the
Okay.
dump will be open, so that'll be all set on the 1st.
I think the last reminder we have to tell the public is if we do let this mask mandate, we don't have to wear them. to just let the public know it's optional. They can still wear them in the town buildings if they
Mhm.
would like to.
Especially when they're robbing somebody.
That's all I have to say.
Well, and we could, even after the 4th, we could say that masks are optional and recommended,
Yep.
Uh,
The CDC says something a little different than what we're talking about right now, right, Rich?
I don't know. Depends on when you listen to them.
It's like listening to the governor. Each one's a different meeting.
Now, do we have any, Kevin mentioned Talent Hall. Is there anything going on inside at Talent Hall currently? Do you know, Troy?
It's closed. There's
Okay.
nothing going on.
Okay, so we really don't have to worry about that right now.
They may open it up.
No, I think that will be, as the chief mentioned, our emergency management committee will continue to work on a comprehensive reopening plan, so we can really address things like Talent Hall, and getting those things back up and running. And our, remote meetings, in-person meetings, the procedures that we'll have for this. So the one thing I wanted to mention too, that I think it's important for everyone to understand, when we as a group, we were talking about, we picked that date of May 3rd. It wasn't just, I don't think in our minds it was just all the public. I think it was also for the town employees, so that all the town employees knew that you're still required to wear a mask inside the building, and that you're no longer going to be required to wear that mask inside the building after May 3rd.
Okay.
For the employees.
Okay.
That's right. So when we picked the May 3rd date, we knew that most of our employees would be fully inoculated. And it would be at that point in time as safe as it possibly can be for our employees to walk around freely in the building with the general public, without a mask.
Okay.
So the date was, for the public, but also for our town employees, because we wouldn't want our town employees because the governor went and lifted, the face mask requirement. We don't want to get in a situation where we have employees deciding they're not wearing a face mask.
No, and at this point, we're saying that the employees need to wear a mask, correct? If they're within physical distancing, they should have a mask.
That's our current practice.
Okay, so, and then after May 4th, they don't need to do that, right?
That's what I'm hearing.
As long as they're inoculated.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that's the general feeling in the office right now, that after May 3rd, they will not be wearing a mask.
Okay. Then we could,
And it's important to also point out that if somebody has a medical issue where there is somebody at the town hall who sent me an email that their physician has recommended they don't wear a mask. That person should be allowed to not wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe those people that come into the work area, they wear one, but if it's a medical issue, that also has to be considered. Either way, Rich wears a shield, so, but some people might not even be able to do that. It might be very uncomfortable or prohibitive to them breathing properly. We have to take into consideration as well.
Troy, I have a question for you. In the other communities around, have you heard any scuttlebutt about what they're trying to do as well? Or did they pass an ordinance? Like
Well,
London did or
you've
something?
got your bigger towns, your cities, they did early on, they passed ordinances
Yeah.
because they were dealing with,
Major counts.
much larger area, and they had, a real business community and everything. So you had a college in your community. These are the towns, cities that passed an ordinance. The selectmen, we just passed rules for town property, which the selectmen have the authority to do. Soon after we adopted the mask requirement, the governor came out and made the mandatory mask. And that's when everything went away and everything was mandatory mask, whether you're on the sidewalk or down at the recycling facility, it didn't matter.
Okay.
I will tell you that I was surprised that when the governor made the announcement, and there were, like Kevin just mentioned, there are still a lot of communities out there that their town office was not open. They're just starting to open the public lobby areas.
A lot of them are like that right now. It's not just here. The biggest thing, geez, I just woke up. Okay, the alarm. One of the things that I'm seeing here, and it's been through this whole impact, this whole thing that we've been going through since last year. We have to keep certain facilities open. I'm going to talk to the essentials in life. Okay, your mandatory things that you have to get and do. I see that the government is waiving those deadlines, but the retail factor, those people, they're the ones that got hit harder because they have to be in that place. You got to keep them going. We've done things here to protect us wonderfully. And now we got the vaccine finally coming through to get everybody who wants it. Remember, I'm not sure if every employee is getting vaccine. That's their call. Okay, that's something you have to consider. But that's the game right now. You mentioned, Ben, something about an ordinance to help you enforce the mask rule.
You said we don't have one.
I know we don't, but this town of Litchfield, Selectmen required masks on all their town properties. But being that the governor has dropped that ball as of last week, we have no enforcement power, correct?
The Board of Selectmen still have the authority
over the town.
over town property,
Okay,
but not what the governor did, where he mandated masks statewide.
okay.
The selectmen I don't believe, have the authority to mandate mask wearing within the boundaries of the town of Litchfield.
And the local businesses can choose to have one if they want. They can choose to drop it if they want. It's up to them.
You got it.
This is just concerning the town properties.
Yep. Okay.
Right. So we should vote, I guess. Where the rubber meets the road.
No matter which way you go, Bobby, there's going to be a 50 against 54. Okay.
It is.
No matter what you say or do,
Mm-hmm.
it's starting from the
Yep.
above and working down. I understand it.
Yep. As much as I dislike masks, I mean, I have to side with our police chief and fire chief on this one. I mean, they're the experts in this area. They've been in the trenches the whole time. So if they're in favor of keeping it for 2 more weeks, it's not a big deal. I'm probably going to go along with them on that. So anyways, we need a motion to take a vote anyways.
It's not all
Nobody?
speak up.
All right, I'll make a motion that we continue to enforce the town building mandate for mask wearing within the town buildings and at the recycling center, as stated in the email that Troy sent to us earlier.
I'm going to back you up, Bobby. The reason why, what's another 2 weeks? It's a non-issue. Just do it. In my feeling. Okay, just because somebody else decided that we don't need it, doesn't make him right to say that what we're doing is wrong.
Correct.
Ben and the chief and the group there have done everything to get the town employees inoculated, I would say that. And
Mhm. Yep.
May 1st is the cutoff date, right? And that's good. You're saying May 3rd, but that's a day of work. But May 1st is the 2 to 14 days. Let's go to May 1st. Because the dump guys are working.
What did the fireman,
Frank said something, the way he said it. May 1st was the cutoff, was the 14 days, and they went to May 3rd because it's a work week. That's what I got out of it.
I thought Dave said they still needed time to get the shots. Oh, the gentleman at the transfer station needed time for the second shot, for his staff to have a second shot.
Chief, fire chief, Frank, sir,
Yes,
is Dave Mullen's crew on your list to get done?
yes, his staff received their second vaccination this past Saturday. So May 1st, I believe it is a
First.
Saturday.
Yep.
May 1st would be their 14 days.
Okay, thank you.
And you're saying the dump opens when? Is that the first?
Yep, it is the first.
Are they safe that one day?
So Monday the 3rd, everybody is safe that has had their shots.
Because you're trying to change it back to May 1.
I thought he was thinking about town employees here. I'm thinking you got that group down there too to deal with.
Right.
So 14 days are up on the 1st.
So we make it
Motion,
to the
What's that?
1st.
So on the 1st, the people at the dump are covered.
Yep.
They've had their 14 days
I have
done.
the 14 days.
It's not the 14th day. It's
Correct.
done.
That would be the 14th day.
Okay, it would be the 14th
Okay,
day.
Okay, make it Sunday.
But that's not a firm date,
Okay.
though. I mean,
You're worried about the dump being open on the
The
1st.
dump will be open no matter what.
So that'll be the last day people are required to wear masks.
Correct.
So we can't have in the motion the 1st, right? I think we have to say the 3rd or 2nd.
Say the
I
second.
just just want to make sure.
The dump is open the 2nd too, so. I'll make a
Sorry?
motion for.
Yeah, I was
May
gonna
2nd
say, I
month.
think the date, if you're gonna try to move the date, I think the date you're looking at is May 2nd.
Yep.
And the dump would be open on that Sunday in the morning. May 3rd was picked because, that was the start of the work week. It's a Monday morning, and that's how May 3rd was picked.
Bob, you think about May 2nd?
all right, then I will withdraw my motion for May the 3rd, and we'll entertain a motion for May 2nd.
I'll second that.
Okay, so the motion will be to continue the mask mandate until May 2nd as directed by the
May day, but
emergency management team
thank you.
to cover inside the town buildings.
Yep.
And the transfer station. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any other comments or questions or conversations?
Done.
If not, then we'll do a roll call vote and we'll go around the room. Miss N.
Did you say Kim?
Yeah, he said.
Oh, aye.
Aye. Mr. Lynch.
Aye.
Mr. LaSalle's.
I
And I am also an aye, so that motion carries 4-0-0.
We're just hitting the middle of the road. That's all we're doing.
Okay.
Troy,
care of that
don't
one.
hand out my email address.
What else do we have on the? Right. I don't have the screen because.
So, yeah, so you could have public input, and I don't know if Matt Lepore is on.
He is.
He wanted to talk to the board quickly about doing a trail repair.
On the white lot.
Oh, yes, that's correct. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah.
Is there any members of the public that are on that would like to chime in? It's a little late on the last subject.
Mr. Chair, I don't see any members of the public joining tonight.
All right, thank you, John. In that case, Matt Lepore, are you there?
I am. Can everyone hear me okay?
Can hear you wonderfully. And first of all, congratulations on being elected chair of the Conservation Commission.
Well, thank you very much. Very excited to be taking on this role.
Good. Look forward to working with you.
Yeah,
Well
so,
deserved, buddy.
What's that?
I said it's well deserved.
Oh, thank you.
I have nothing against painted rocks, neither.
That's a topic for another time.
Yeah.
So tonight, I just wanted to, it's a pretty quick and easy fix on the large white lot, which connects basically between the state forest and Musquash. We have the Boulder Dash Trail, and pretty much smack dab in the middle of the property, the trail crosses a stream that's roughly, I want to say like 2 feet wide. And there's
Mhm.
there's really nothing there. People just ride or walk right through the stream. And I've been
Yep.
noticing there's been some erosion from, mountain bikes and things like that into the stream bank. And we have some material to make for footbridges. I actually made one this weekend. It's sitting out in the shed right behind Town Hall. And if the board doesn't have any objection with it, I could just put that footbridge right over the stream there to protect it from any further erosion.
Okay, not that it really matters, but what does the bridge look? Is it just, is it pallets? Is it like utility poles with boards going? Used to do snowmobile bridges. Kevin would remember.
Oh, yeah.
What does it look like?
It's basically just wood you'd make a deck with. I'm not too good with
Oh, so
different.
pressure treated
Yes.
wood?
Yes.
How long is it gonna be, Matt?
It's roughly 4 feet long. I think that'll be plenty. Again, this isn't a huge stream. Like, this is pretty tiny, but
No
I just want to
problem.
make sure that we're protecting it.
No problem.
Okay.
4 feet long.
Thank you for coming to the board. I trust your judgment, bud.
Oh, thank you very much.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with these trails. And is this on our own land or is this
Town land.
state land? Okay, town land. Perfect.
The white lot.
This is the large white lot. I know it's like there are two different properties, parcels of land that came from airport mitigation, and they're the large white lot and the white lot, which are next to each other.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's a lynch lot.
Okay. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's great that you came forward with this, Matt, and I'd say go for it if the rest of the board is in agreement.
I have no issues with that.
Okay. Kim and Rich, you guys okay with it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt,
Joyce.
good luck, man. Do you need anything?
No, I think I can. I'll get out there tomorrow after work. I'll bring the footbridge out there and put it over the stream.
Okay, you already have it built?
I do.
Okay, very well.
Troy, you don't have to take your bike on that one.
Not gonna be fun anymore. I can't get mud on my tires.
If there's tire tracks through the stream, Matt, you know who it is.
Hey, we have game cameras now. I can check.
Okay.
Nice.
No, I know this section of the trail, and it's really needed a couple of 2x8 planks placed over it.
Yeah, it's a short divide in that area, if I recall. It just goes down just a little dip. In the White Mountains, they let you walk through the streams. Here we have to go over them.
Oh, rock up there.
Okay.
I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
Is there anything else that we could discuss tonight while we're here? No. I don't think so. Okay, we have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Queenan. All those in favor, Ms. Queenan,
Aye.
Mr. Lynch,
Aye.
Mr. LaSalle's.
Aye.
I am also an aye. Motion carries 4-0-0. We want to wish everyone well, good health, and thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next. Have a great night.